What is going on, everybody? We are diving into our game predictions for the NFL slate on Sunday. Kicking off, kind of going a little backwards here. Sunday Night Football. This game just doesn't make sense to me. That's why it's first. That's why I'm starting it. Lions Chiefs. We got a 2.5 point spread in favor of the Chiefs, and we have an over under of 52.5. This one's Lions money line. I don't see how they can, I don't see how the Chiefs can compete here. The Lions all around are a more complete team. On offense, their defenses look better. The Chiefs defense is giving up points to everybody and anybody. And then the Chiefs lost to the Jags. They're 2-3, and they're favorites to the most high-powered offense in the NFL right now. I don't understand this. I don't know how the Chiefs are favorites in this game. They haven't looked good. They haven't put pieces together. Their defense has given up on plays. Looks like Chris Jones and Taylor Swift have affected that team. So I don't see how they're going to be able to compete with this Lions team who's dropping 50 points at will against anybody they play. And people say they've played bad teams. Well, they played the Ravens. They played the Browns, who probably have one of the best defenses in the NFL. They played the Bears, whose defense right now looks better than the Chiefs. So other than that one game against the Packers, which they had no Ben Johnson, they were figuring things out. They had to get used to the offensive play calling. Maybe they thought the Packers weren't going to be the team the Packers that ended up being. But other than that game, they have dropped 50 points, 37 points, 34 points, 37 points. So for them to come in here and say the Chiefs, who are 2-3 and they just lost to the Jaguars, I don't foresee this being really a game. I think the Lions come in here and blow this game right out. I think Dan Campbell is going to make it known that they are underdogs in this game somehow, and they're going to come out here and drop 50 points on the Chiefs. I can definitely see that happening. I can definitely see Dan Campbell making sure the team knows that everybody thinks the Chiefs are going to win for some reason. But we're kicking it off with that game just because I didn't understand how that's even a line that's available right now. Lions money line versus the Chiefs. We got the Packers versus the Bengals. We got a minus 14.5 spread here with an over under of 44.5. I'm going to take the Bengals plus 14.5 here. We haven't seen them play with Flacco. He's not, an all-star quarterback, probably not going to the Hall of Fame, but definitely better than Jake Browning. So that you can definitely probably bank on him completing more passes, being a little bit more accurate, understanding defenses a little bit better than Jake Browning could and is. Plus, this is a super powered offense. They have Chase. They have T. Higgins, who's probably a wide receiver one on most teams. They got Chase Brown in the backfield. This is an offense that can certainly score points. So over 2 touchdown advantage to a team we haven't seen with a quarterback who has played in the NFL and can understand defenses and throws and options and, read options. So I think he's just going to be able to get Chase the ball a little more, get Higgins the ball a little more, allow their playmakers to make plays. That's essentially what he's going to be able to do here. Definitely going to be better than what Browning could have. So for a team we haven't seen play with the weapons that the Bengals have, I just think giving him a 2 touchdown advantage just seems a little high. Granted, I don't think the Bengals defense is, top tier. We know their O-line is terrible, but I think they might play, a little differently knowing if the Bengals quarterback gets hit, he could potentially die on the field because he's like 93. But I think, maybe see a little bit more pride in the Bengals defense knowing, hey, we have a quarterback now. Maybe we can make the playoffs, scrape it into a wild card, get Burrow back, actually make a run there. Maybe the defense picks it up a little, trying to stop. Maybe the O-line, blocks a little bit better, knowing, hey, if we keep this guy upright, we have a chance to get Burrow back. So I think you could definitely see a little bit different Bengals team here with Flacco coming in. And I think laying over 2 touchdowns to a team we haven't seen yet with a new quarterback, and it's a lot of points to give there. Even if it is the Packers, who have certainly looked good. But yeah, give me the plus 14.5 for the Bengals. Next, going to the Chargers versus Dolphins. Minus 4.5 spread. 4.5 point spread, plus minus, whatever way you want to go. And then an over under of 43.5 game total. I'm taking the Chargers minus 4.5. I think you flip this game and the Packers game. I think you give this 14 points to the Chargers, 14 points to the Dolphins. I think the spread should be, we're looking double digits here. The Chargers are certainly the better team. There's no debating that. The Dolphins have looked terrible. They looked okay last week against the Panthers. So I guess if that's what you want to go off, you can say they were okay against the Panthers, which is, not really something I would be bragging about because they still lost. They didn't actually beat the Panthers. They just looked okay like an offense, but they still lost. Couldn't get over that hump. Chargers are not the Panthers. Chargers are a playoff contention team. With the way the AFC is shaping up right now, I mean, they could certainly make it to the AFC Championship game and, make a run there just with how everything's looking. So, I mean, this is definitely a team who's got, high hopes pushing into the season, going up against a team who probably should be tanking for a draft pick at this point. Hopefully they're getting rid of McDaniel. Hopefully they're looking at a new quarterback because CTE Tagovailoa back there is not looking great. And they've lost Tyreek Hill. So he was frustrated before the season. Now he's injured. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a trade request come in the offseason to get Tyreek out of there. But yeah, 4.5 points just doesn't seem to be enough for this Chargers team, who's kind of figured things out. They're pass happy with Herbert, but they've certainly got that, that running back with Omarion Hampton. Figured him out, giving him the ball here and there, definitely opening that up. You can't just lay the pass game because they have figured out how to, utilize him properly. So 4.5 points here just doesn't seem like enough. I think the Chargers, like I said, there should be, 10-point favorites. I could certainly look at, if a 10.5 point here, I would be concerned, but anything under a touchdown, I'm taking Chargers to cover pretty easily here. So those are our 3 game line predictions. Stay tuned tomorrow for the player props. Got some touchdowns for you. Till next time.